Now, is this idea of mixing two different types of instruments, was that predecessor to the voice box, which you were made famous for?
Right. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, the idea of the voice box, did it come out of this idea of combining two things, just as the banjolele combined the banjo and the ukulele, the voice box combined almost a guitar sound through the voice? Is that accurate?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, the talk box is something that's pretty different because it was Alvino Ray was a leader, a big band leader, I believe in the late 40s, early 50s, and he had a pedal steel, and he was the person that first came out with the talk box.
Okay.
And then it was Pete Drake, believe it or not, another great pedal steel player from Nashville, who was the one that showed the talk box to me. So it was a sound I heard very early on in life on the radio. Radio stations used to do their call letter signs through this sort of talk box-like effect. So I'd heard that, and then by the time I saw Pete Drake in front of me, pull out this tube and I don't know what he was doing, and then all of a sudden the pedal steel started singing to me. I went, that's that sound, and I had to get one as soon as possible.
So, a little bit about my kids are teenagers, and they actually know a few of your songs. They're on their iPods.
Wow.
What is it about the riffs from, like, say, Do You Feel Like We Do, that never leave our heads?
I don't know. If I knew the secret, I would be writing a Do You Feel every week, and updating it constantly on iTunes. I've no idea why that particular song or the other ones that have become so popular. It's the luck of the draw. I mean, I write what I enjoy, what makes me feel good, and before I'm thinking about what other people would want, obviously. And it's the luck of the draw whether you come up with something that everyone is going to like.
But the first time you actually started to play it on stage, and what was the vibe that you felt? I mean, did you say, hey, I'm onto something here?
There was, the first few times we started to play that on stage, I don't think it was the last number. We do it in the middle of the set, and then we realized that it was probably the most popular number in the show when we were just opening for people, other big acts, and so we moved it down to the end. It was our party piece, get them going number. So yeah, it's a song that I wrote with a hangover, about a hangover, and I guess a lot of people, not that I do that anymore, folks, but I guess a lot of people identify with a hangover, so that's probably why.
Now, the talk box is now going to be used for something you're doing with Major League Baseball.
Yes.
What about that?
A few years ago, I at a couple of ballparks, I was asked to do the seventh inning stretch and sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and I decided to bring the talk box with me to the Reds game in Cincinnati, and I sang it once, and everybody was singing along, and and then clapped at the end. But then I started it again, reprised it through the talk box, and the whole stadium went absolutely went really quiet. And then at the end, everyone just was in fits of laughter, which was perfect, because you can't help but smile when you hear that. It's sort of a funny sound, and people couldn't believe that I was actually doing it. So we decided, MLB asked me to come by and maybe we could film it this time, because it was just audio from the Reds game, and go Reds. Now apparently it's going to be on the big screen, and it could be at a stadium near you. So I'm honored that they're thinking of using it.
Now, you're living in Cincinnati, so I'm assuming you're a big Reds fan?
Go Reds, yes, absolutely.
So what was that transition like, coming from a place where, football is, your football, not ours?
Oh, soccer, you mean, yes.
Yeah,
soccer, yeah. We call it here. Football, footy, yeah,
footy,
in England, footy, yeah.
What's it like to go to baseball?
Well, it's sort of like a giant rounders game for me.
Rounders, of course.
Rounders, that's what we called a sort of watered-down version of baseball. I think that's where it came from, though, but we won't get into that. We invented everything. But no, baseball is, when I first came to the U.S. and I moved to New York, I was about the time when the Yankees were winning just about every year, So it really, with our home team doing so well, I just, all the guys in the band, we'd come to rehearse at my house, and we wouldn't rehearse at all, and we just end up watching the World Series, So that was my initiation into it, and they taught me everything about it. So it's become my favorite sport.
Right. Well, that's good to hear. Are you a Met fan at all?
Okay. Yes. It's very difficult because it was so. I have to say that it was. Well, I live in Cincinnati, so obviously I'm a Reds fan. Paul O'Neill is a dear friend of mine, and he was in the Reds and the Yankees. When I moved to America from England, I was a Yankees fan. So those are my two favorite teams, I have to say. I'm sorry.
As long as you like baseball, that's all I care
That's what
about.
it is, yeah.
All right, so as we wrap this up, what can fans expect from the show on this tour?
Well, there's going to be, with Thank You, Mr. Churchill, the new CD being out, and it's on vinyl, folks, as well. You can get it on the big vinyl thing there. We will be doing some tracks from Thank You, Mr. Churchill, obviously. We've been doing a couple on the last year anyway, before they were recorded. But we'll be doing, a trip through all the albums. So there'll be the classic ones that people maybe came and saw me play for the very first time as well. So, but I got to do some new stuff because it just keeps you on your toes.
And not to bring up any sort of embarrassing moves, anything from Sgt. Pepper?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear what you were saying. No, you're not coming through. Sorry.
Oh.
My earpiece isn't working. Wait a sec.
No.
I got my earpiece. Here it is. What did you say? No, I couldn't hear it.
Fair enough. All right, well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you on AP Live. Thank you.
My pleasure.